Hello ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Force here. I've got a special installment of Purgatory for you today. Now Purgatory, if you don't know, is a series that I run on my Diablo 3 channel which talks about and keeps everyone up to date on everything that's going on in the world of Diablo 3. Makes a lot of sense, right? Now basically, if you don't know already, well, Diablo 3 could very well be coming out this year. And you know what that means? It means the end of one life and the beginning of another. So let's just get right into things. In this special installment of Purgatory, I'm just going to be bringing you up to speed on everything that's been happening in the world of Diablo 3 over the past couple months, and get you ready and rocking for the next episode of Purgatory, which will be seen exclusively on my channel. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the first topic, and that is Blizzard's plans to release Diablo 3 in 2011. Over the past couple months, on two separate occasions, Blizzard has explicitly stated that they're looking to release the game this year. They are aiming and trying to release it this year, and if everything runs smoothly, then that is going to be the case. Now, these two separate occasions, one was during an interview for Kotaku.com, and the second one was in an interview for Liberation.fr. And even more so in the second interview, something notable to be taken from that is that it was stated that the development of Diablo 3 is technically completed. So obviously this is quite exciting news. We can probably be looking to see the beta at around early to mid-summer. Now, beta is supposed to be starting 6 months before the release of the game, give or take. So if they are shooting for a 2011 release, then we're going to expect the beta to start before the middle of this year. Now, I'm sure with the thought that beta might be right around the corner, most of you are going to start itching for some Diablo content, and that's obviously understandable. Well, there's a way that you can help. In fact, there's a way that you can help the entire community by getting more content from Blizzard. And how do you do that? Well, if you head on over to Facebook, also known as StalkerNet, you can actually go to the Diablo fan page and just give it a nice like. As simple as that. Little thumbs up, and what's going to happen is for every 25,000 likes, Blizzard is going to be releasing new artwork and screenshots. Now, I know this isn't the best of things. Why don't they just release the damn beta or something like that? But something's better than nothing, I would have to say. So if you haven't already, go ahead and head over to Facebook.com, like the Diablo page, and again, for every 25,000 likes, we're going to be seeing some new artwork, and that's of course pretty cool stuff. With all this talk of beta, I'm sure your question's going to be, well, Force, how do I get into the damn beta? I mean, that's the only thing you really care about, right? You don't want to hear me talk about the beta. You just want to see it and play and all that jazz. Well, right now, there's only one real good chance to get in the beta, and that's through the beta opt-in program. As the year progresses, more things are going to be made available. In fact, there may even be some beta giveaways on my channel. Okay, maybe more than may. There will be some beta giveaways on my channel, but we'll get into that at a later date. So right now, how do I do the beta opt-in? Force, go ahead, guide me, please. Well, first and foremost, you need a Battle.net account. Now, once you log into your Battle.net account, at the top right-hand corner, there's going to be a button that says account. So you want to go ahead and click on the account button, and on the right hand side under add a game, there's a whole bunch of options, and right down near the bottom is going to be one that says beta profile settings. You're going to want to click on that, and then once you are in the beta profile settings, you go ahead and update your preferences. You're going to update your system specifications. It's going to basically download and run the beta opt-in application, and it's going to list out everything about your PC, and then you're going to go ahead and click on Diablo Universe in the beta test I'm interested in, and there you go. You are all set, signed up, and ready for your chance at getting in the Diablo beta. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are going to be other opportunities as the year progresses. There's going to be things much in the vein of what happened with the StarCraft 2 beta, just different giveaways from Blizzard and from fan sites and such as that. And also, like I just mentioned, right on my channel. So if you go to my Diablo 3 channel, which is youtube.com/ForceD3Strategy, make sure you're subscribed. Once the beta keys do become available and there is a giveaway, I will let everybody know, of course. And the only way you can win is if you subscribe to my channel, and there's going to be some other specifications for the giveaway at a later date. But anyways, stay tuned. You might as well go ahead and, subscribe now. Get it over with, because you're going to be doing it eventually anyways. Now that pretty much does it for news about Diablo 3. Let's just go ahead and talk about the gameplay, mechanics, and functionality that's going to be available in the game. First, of course, is the skills. Now, how are the skills going to work? Well, there's going to be a range of possibly 30 to 40 skills, somewhere in that vicinity for each character. Now, you're going to be specializing in 7 of these. Now, realize that skills are a lot different in Diablo 3. There really isn't anything passive in terms of skills. In fact, in place of passive skills, they have added traits into the game, and basically any passive upgrades to your character, plus crit % chance and stuff like that, extra damage, extra health, those are all in the form of traits now, which functions differently from skills. Now, skills you're going to get points for every level. You also may get points for your skills through various quests or completion of acts, things like that. And again, you're going to have access to 7 active skills during the gameplay. Now, this is also going to be a little bit different because we're not only going to be using just the left and right mouse click button like we did in Diablo 2, but we're also going to have access to 1 through 5 on the keyboard. Now, this obviously gives you a lot more variety and much quicker access to your various skills as opposed to just using 2 to 4 at any given time, which is pretty much the case in Diablo 2. Now moving on to stats. In Diablo 3, stats are actually going to be auto-assigned. We're not going to be able to pick our stats. They figured that this really wasn't an integral part to the gameplay, and they didn't want us to focus on distributing our stats. Overall, I would say in Diablo 2, having to do this stat distribution was just kind of ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, everyone pretty much had the same basic stat distribution, and you had to if you wanted to have an optimal build. So they're getting rid of that. They're making you not worry about that. As you level, stats are going to be automatically assigned for you. Next, we move into runes. Now, runes in Diablo 3 are going to function quite differently than they did in Diablo 2. Essentially, runes will now be a way to augment your skills and abilities of your character. Now, what is an example of this? What are you talking about for us? Well, it's going to work like this. Let's take, for example, the Wizard's Hydra skill. Typically, when you cast Hydra as a wizard, it summons a fire-spitting Hydra. Great. Well, if you add a Crimson rune to it, it changes it to a short-range Frost Hydra. Indigo rune makes it a never-missing Lightning Hydra. An Obsidian rune makes it an Acid Element. A Golden rune makes it a Golden Hydra, which creates firewalls. And an Alabaster rune changes it to an AoE Arcane Hydra. So as you can see, it's pretty cool the way it functions. Adding runes to your skills makes them work in completely different manners. And this is going to make for a lot of variety between every character, and just, for a lot of personalization to your character, depending on how you want to play. Again, you can make your Hydra and that's just one example. All spells and all abilities of characters will be able to put runes into and completely change how they function in the game. Next, we move into co-op. Now, co-op in Diablo 3 is going to be limited to 4 players. Yes, it is going to be a 4-player maximum in the co-op gameplay. Now, this basically was decided because Blizzard came about the thought that having more than 4 really makes it a little too frantic and not as enjoyable for the player. The idea behind this basically being that there's too much going on the screen, you feel like you're not kind of an important part of the group, and with all the effects and all the spells in the game, they thought that it just made things too busy. So as of now, the player cap is going to be set at 4. Obviously, this is subject to change. The game isn't yet in the beta, of course, but right now we're looking at a 4-player maximum for the co-op gameplay. Now, for any of you out there who are much like myself, you are incredibly excited for the Diablo 3 arena. The PvP arena is going to be the only way to actually PvP in Diablo 3. There will be no in-world PvP function. When you're playing the co-op game, you're just playing with your friends, going through the dungeons. If you want to do PvP, if you want to basically test your skills against other players, you're going to have to enter the arena to do that. Now, specifically talking about the arena, obviously a major concern comes down to balance. Now, Blizzard has stated that they are going to be looking to balance it as much as possible, but they're not going to be balancing it to a razor's edge. And specifically in saying that, what they're trying to get across is that they're going to work on the balance as much as possible, but they're not going to delay the release of the game for this. Now, as time moves on and as the years progress, they're obviously going to be doing balance changes and trying to make it as fun as possible or as balanced as possible, so that people can actually enjoy the arena. But it isn't going to be a core mechanic. Again, Blizzard isn't really looking to make Diablo 3 an esport. But if it happened to get there, I mean, who would complain, really? Also on the topic of PvP, there was recently a Twitter announcement from Blizzard stating that they are looking to have replay and observation functionality added into the game. Now, this is quite exciting for many people I know. I know lots of people want to be able to show off their gameplay to their friends. If they beasted so-and-so in the PvP arena match, they want to post it on YouTube to let everybody know about it. And observation mode is, of course, going to make it possible to watch your friends play and possibly even host things like tournaments, which is something that I'm looking to hopefully do in the future if the functionality is there. And, of course, the observation mode is going to allow for casting and commentary, which is, again, something that I'm going to be looking to do. So hopefully this is something that they do decide to implement into the game. If they do, it will, of course, be quite exciting. So that pretty much does it for this special installment of Purgatory. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I am running these periodically on my Diablo 3 channel. Also on the Diablo 3 channel, there's going to be a whole bunch of content that you can look forward to. Now, as of now, we are doing weekly podcasts. Once a week, we are releasing a podcast basically discussing any recent news and announcements for Diablo 3. And then once the beta actually hits, there's going to be a whole slew of things going on. I'm going to be having PvP commentary as well as strategy discussion, exclusive interviews with top PvPers, people involved with Blizzard, people involved with the game as well. We're going to be looking to have PvE and PvP guides, as well as I mentioned earlier, a beta key giveaway. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check out my Diablo 3 channel. Quite exciting stuff coming up. This year is going to be a really big time for it. And yeah, just going to be great. Can't wait for this game, guys. I hope you're excited. So as always, guys, this has been Force.